Hi friends, welcome to my Aptera Journey. This channel is intended to share with you the thrill of driving the all-wheel drive Aptera and the stunning acceleration, the excitement of driving the all-wheel drive Aptera through a winding mountain pass, and the astonishment of driving the world's most efficient electric vehicle that charges while it sits in the sun. But I can't share that with you today because we don't have vehicles yet. But I do have things I'd like to share with you. I'm a trained electrical engineer, and I have an MBA in finance. During the day, I analyze financial statements and make investment recommendations for the purchase of municipal securities. And there's a few things I'd like to share with you today. But first, a disclosure. Everything I say today is my opinion, and I'm not sharing or offering any investment advice. So, with that behind us, let's get started right now. There's two things I'd like to share with you today, my friends. Aptera Motors recently updated the Securities and Exchange Commission with their most recent financial statements. The second thing I'd like to share with you today is a question that came up in some of the investor forums, and that question is, I purchased some of these securities during the Wefunder round. How can I get my money out? I want to make a profit. So let me answer that question for those people. But first, the financial statements. On December 31st, 2020, Aptera had a little over $600,000 cash available to them. In June 30th, 2021, they had $4.8 million. Where did this money come from? This money came from the selling of shares, investments in Aptera. I bought investments in Aptera, and many of you have also purchased shares of Aptera under the crowdfunding round that's going on now. And I'll put that link down below for anybody, for those of you that are interested in investing in this company. So I think that's the most remarkable thing in the set of finances from the company is the increase of cash on the balance sheet. And why do I think that's important? Well, Aptera needs to buy electric power steering units. Aptera needs to have the machining and the tools and the production of the body parts for the beta vehicles. Aptera needs to purchase batteries and electronics to complete the outfitting of the test units. Aptera needs to complete their production planning. And all these things take cash. So I'm really, really pleased to see this increase of cash on the company's balance sheet as a result of people like me and perhaps folks like you investing in the company. So that's really, I think, the highlight of these financial statements. I could go on and on about a cash flow or income statement or statements of equity, but I think the cash is the most important for Aptera at their stage of development right now. And what I'm seeing is very good news. The other thing I want to share with you today, and this came up in some of the investor forums, is how do I get money out of these safe agreements that I purchased when Aptera was offering shares through the Wefunder platform? Well, these simple agreement for future equity agreements, the safe agreements, allowed you to buy shares of the company, but they're issued to you later. And let me give you an example. I'm going to give you two examples of how you can take your profits out from the investment you made during the Wefunder round. The first example is, suppose the company goes public and the CFO at Aptera, the co-founder, Chris Anthony, has experience bringing companies public. And they recently had another senior staff member added. And all these individuals have direct experience, and that's very important, in taking companies public. Chris Anthony brought his most recent company public onto the NASDAQ. So what we see is a leadership and senior staff at Aptera that has experience taking companies public. Fine. So how do I get my money out? I bought shares during the Wefunder round. Here's how it works. Before the IPO, you will be issued, if you would purchased under the Wefunder round, shares of Class B shares of Aptera, and those shares were issued at a valuation down here. When the company's shares trade on the stock market, either through an IPO or through a special purpose acquisition, a SPAC, it's probable that the valuation is going to be up here. So if you purchase down here and you sell up here, you're going to make a tidy profit. Go back to some of my other videos, and I actually calculated some growth based on valuation in some percentages, and you'll see some amazing numbers. So that's one way that you'll be able to take your money back out, your profits out, after you invest it in the Wefunder. It does take some patience until the company goes public, but before the company goes public, you'll receive Class B shares, and then when they start to trade, you can trade them at a much higher valuation than when you purchased them under the Wefunder round. And that's when you can make a profit if you choose to sell. Me, I'll probably hold on to my shares because I think this company is going to be a home run. The other way that you can take your profit out from the Wefunder round is if Aptera is purchased by a company. Let me give you an example. Suppose Tesla or Daimler decides to purchase Aptera. When the purchase is finished or consummated, you will receive the equivalent of your Class B shares for whatever value Tesla or Daimler, as an example, has assigned to the company at the time of purchase. So that's the other way that you can take your profits out, is if this company is acquired or sold to somebody like a Tesla or a Daimler, for instance. My opinion is this company is going to go public, either through a direct listing of some sort or through a SPAC. The leadership and one of the founders has experience doing this, and that's the most likely scenario. So you would receive your Class B shares just prior to them being tradable, and then you could sell them should you wish. I'll probably hold on to my shares because I think this company is a home run. It's just a stunning vehicle to look at, the Roadster, the performance metrics, the speed, the efficiency, absolutely stunning. I think this company is a home run. So that's all I have for you today, my friends. An update on the financial position of the company. They're raising money. Money's going in the bank, and they're investing those monies to get us towards production. Number two, how do you get money out of the investments you made during Wefunder? Be patient. When an IPO or SPAC happens and these shares trade, or if the company is acquired by somebody like a Tesla or a Daimler, you will get rewarded. And I explained how just a moment ago. So that's what I have to share with you today, my friends. And I look forward to seeing you next time. And until then, stay healthy and charge on.